all over the place with that.
Put my hand on the Bible to the stand. I've been planning to move along out of town. Man, my people think it's for the sake of myself. I'm chasing after wealth while trying to play the hand that I dealt. Watch feathers fall, I hold the last one. I can't become another dead rose. Made me feel welcome in this hellhole.
Okay. Next thing is how I changed mentally in the last year. Mentally, okay, I'm 20 now. So mentally in the last year, I changed so much. Like where I changed day by day. Like I'm a better person today than I was yesterday. I'm gonna sit and talk to y'all on this, on this level and stuff. But yeah, so I changed a lot mentally and within a year. And far as like, well, it's a big part with environment. Environment really shapes your mentality and how you respond to certain things going on into your environment. So last year I was in Detroit and I was living with my parents and stuff, and my people that I grew up with. And I can say moving from them, I learned to be more mature. I always been independent, but more independent. And then it gave me it's like I kind of got more freedom. Like I'm seeing what the world is like I already had a glimpse of what the world was like, but it's like I'm getting new experiences and I'm going on my own, you feel me? And mentally it helped me to be more emotionally intelligent, because when I was in that house, I was going through a lot emotional wise. Like with my parents, we was like, it was getting better up until I was leaving, but it was like still we wasn't seeing eye to eye. And we really seen eye to eye when I left. And they really started to understand me more. And I really started to I was like understanding them more because I had my spiritual awakening like at 17, and I was learning how to deal with my emotions and like being aware of certain things going on. And it was a point when I had first got all that knowledge and wisdom that I was trying to share with them and they wasn't hearing me. And it would be like I'm trying to change them. It's like that ain't my job. All I can do is work on myself, and if they see it, they can eventually, come along. But it was a point in time where I didn't understand that. But once I seen like I'm trying to change a person, what they was trying to make, they was trying to change me at first. And I seen how God showed me that. So it made me stay to myself more and move completely different. And after that, it started being noticeable with them, to like seeing how it was changing. I would go outside, I would be on the patio, just listen to nature. I would read a lot. I was on my health. They see I'm always going to the fruit market, working out, just getting better mentally, physically, spiritually, and, really taking in myself and showing myself that self-love. And I will also share with them certain times, but I wouldn't force it how I would try to when I first got it, because all that was love for me. Like I was just trying to share it and stuff. And, like if a person is not used to something and you're trying to change their whole way of viewing something and shift them into another perspective, of course it's going to be rocky trying to do that. And especially if y'all not already seeing eye to eye. So that's where I got a lot of understandings, and that helped me to change my perspective on how everybody view things in the world. Because it's a beauty on everybody's perspective. It don't matter what point you at, it's a beauty in everything. So yeah, that helped me with that. And that's kind of how I changed mentally. When I got away from them, because I was already on that path, it's like I was able to tap into it a whole lot more. Like my emotions not getting tested. It's like my parents, my family, my immediate family was the ones that can give me. Like I'm like calm with other people. I can be calmer with other people and certain stuff going on, but I get irritated fast, dealing with my parents and stuff. So when I got pulled away from that, it was easier for me to see my emotions. And then God also showed me, or like however you want to put it, universe, whatever, also showed me somebody who acts how I was acting, like, because I will react a lot. And that just, like, I feel like that knocks off your growth. When you react in a way that you're not supposed to react, it knocks off your growth. And when you react too, it also shows if you're really emotional intelligent. So when I got into this new environment, I was seeing how I used to react. And I'm looking on the outside and like, dang, that's how I used to be. And coming from somebody looking on the outside, and you will probably think that person is the problem based on how they reacted. And it might not even be like that. They might just be fed up. You feel me? And that's how I was feeling, because I react quick when my mama calm. So it might look like I'm the problem all the time. And yeah, I was just seeing that viewpoint, but it's like, yeah, no matter what, you gotta control your emotions because it's going to fall back on you regardless. So, and you can put the blame on another person, but that finger always gonna come back and point at you at the end of the day, because it just is, and whatever you throw out there is going to come back. So you might as well throw the goodness out there and control your emotions. You see how a person acting, you can't even, it's gonna get to a point you're gonna get tired of getting fed up. You're gonna get tired of being mad. You're gonna be tired of getting irritated. So it's just like, I can't control them. All I can do is control myself. If I already know they react and respond like this, why do I keep feeding into it? Because that's only gonna throw me off. So why don't I just master it and, move forward? And if they meant to be in my life, they meant to be in my life. If you gotta switch environments, you gotta switch environments. And if you gotta deal with it until you're able to switch environments, then that's what you have to do. But the whole point of it is mastering your own emotions. You can't control nothing that's outside of you. And you trying to do that is only gonna make it harder for yourself. So that's really how I changed mentally, like just changed my viewpoints of things. Like it's always, and then another thing I'm gonna say that I'm learning too is like never get too stuck in like a way of thinking, because it's always gonna be like a new way of looking at it and like a new perspective. And I also changed too. It's a lot of ways I could say, but I'm gonna just say a few. But it's another way I changed is how I view money. Like my mentality with money has changed a lot, and we can talk about that in another video. But oh, my next topic is kind of related to that. What quitting my job taught me. And I do have a job now again. But what quitting my job taught me was see, when I first quit my job, I quit my job like a little after I graduated when I was 18. That was like a year I was getting deeper in my spiritual. It wasn't when I first had it, but it was when I was getting deeper into myself. And that's what I mean by spiritual. I don't mean like with religion or anything. I'm not with nothing that limits you. I am with complete freedom living your life, you know? And yes, I believe in God because I feel like we all come from something greater, you know? But I do not limit myself. I do not put no religion on me. I have what I think is right and wrong and all my morals and stuff. And that's how I determine, you know, good and bad, if it aligns with me. You know, I go deeper in that in another video. But yeah, so, and no, I'm not against anybody that that's in religion and whatever like that, because I grew up a Christian and I still have ways of a Christian, you know. I feel like a lot of that stuff is made to divide you. We all human at the end of the day, you feel me? So, and we all talking about the same exact thing. We know what's the greater. We all talking about the same thing, just got different names. Okay, so what quitting my job taught me? Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, I quit my job. Little after I graduated, that had taught me some things. I was getting new viewpoints on how to view money, not to. And I'm gonna say, when I quit my job that first time, I lost a lot of ego between me and money, because when I was in high school, I was getting a lot of money, and I was like, I wasn't like carried away, cocky with it. I was always humble, but it's like it was a point where I was idolizing money, and that kind of stopped when I quit my job. It's like, because my money stopped. So it caused me to look at it differently. Like, but I'm still good. This shit is just a tool, and it can come and go. And I knew how to make money because I was a hustler. I knew that it's two ways. It's people attention and money, like. But okay, so that's what happened with the first time. I lost a lot of ego between me and money. Like, I wasn't idolizing money no more. Okay. Second time when I quit my job, that's when I'm down here and I quit my job from FedEx. I realized between then, what that taught me quitting my job then is it showed me, because I had detached from money, but I really didn't see, like, I know the value of money, but I seen the value of money from a different perspective. Money is a language, and that's what the rich people know about. Money is a language. Money is a frequency. This is the stuff I'm learning. Money is a language. Money is a frequency. Money moves like emotions too, like water. You know how to compare emotions and water? Money is like that. It can fall through your hands, you feel me? The bank, river bank, you know? Get where I'm going? It can flow to you from the bank, the river bank. You get what I'm saying? I can't really go in too much in depth with that, but yeah. So yeah, it taught me like money is a frequency, how to view money. Like, money is a tool. It's not to be idolized either. It's simply a tool. And, you know, to get what you want and have your wants and needs, basically. The fundamentals. When I quit my job, I realized I had to go to the fundamentals of things. Going into a workplace, if you're not right mentally, sometimes you can easily get distracted from where you're trying to go. And you can disrupt yourself even more. How chaotic a workplace can be, dealing with all them energies, all them different people, personalities, people that don't even have goals, some people that do. Like, depending on where you're going, sometimes it can throw you off. So I had to pull myself away from that, observe that scenery, to observe myself too. Because When I went to work when I first moved here, I wasn't right mentally. I was missing my people, and I was just going through it. That's around the time when I had gotten to my first relationship. As soon as I got down, that's such a fucking crazy story, y'all. But yeah, I was going through a lot of that stuff, and I was still focused, but I did not have as much focus on my goals as I should have because I was getting distracted a lot, and it was because I wasn't right mentally and all this other stuff. And I'm smoking still, and smoking can throw you off too. Right now, y'all, I don't even smoke no more. I'm not even looking towards smoking anymore. And if you do, that's cool. And I used to think like, I would probably never say that, like, but yeah, I don't even want to smoke no more. As far as like, I'm a rapper too. That like, got a lot to do with your how I sound and stuff, and it come with a lot of body changes and permanent changes for a temporary high that you can feel good without it. You just gotta find your peace. So yeah, oh yeah, that's another thing. When I quit my job, like eventually I made myself have to go. I threw myself in survival mode. And throwing myself in survival mode really helped. Like, how can that help throwing yourself in survival mode and not having increasing money come in? Because it helped me deal with my emotions. It helped me understand myself. Like, I took that time to understand myself on the deepest level. I made myself kind of like, it wasn't suffering, but it was like I had to go back to the roots. And this is all time with the EP. I had to go back to my roots and understandings. And I like to go to the roots on everything. So it's also showing me how to attract more money into my life while I'm at this low point in my life. And it took away a lot of ego. It took a lot of pride because I'm never the person to ask for help. But I had to realize I need help. I got to ask for help. If I want to get to where I want to go and I don't have all my resources that I need, but I know people who do and who's willing to help me out, I have to open my mouth and ask for help. So it took a lot of ego. It took a lot of pride away from me. And, yeah, quitting my job was like, bro, the best decision. It hit me at a low point. Many people not gonna understand that, cause that job was stressing me out way more than what it should have because I wasn't right mentally, and I was aware of that. And it's like, even if I'm getting money, no matter what, if I don't deal with myself first, this money shit don't matter. Money don't fucking matter. And that's how I was looking at it. So I had like money matter at the same time. It don't. Like if you're not right emotional wise or mentally, this is how you will attract more money. When you deal with yourself first and you get right spiritually, mentally, emotionally wise, you're going to attract it because you're vibrating at a higher frequency, which is money. Like, and also I'm gonna say this, the frequency of money is childlike energy. So I was tapping into that, and yeah, that's what quitting my job taught me. Of course, it's like a whole lot, but that's like the biggest I can give y'all, like what I'm thinking about right now. If it is, I'll tap back into it. But next topic, how I learned to understand myself. So tying back into when I quit my job, like this gonna tie back into everything that we talked about. How I learned to understand myself is journaling. it's finding outlets. Okay, so I like to make music, and when I write music, I write on my life, like my experiences and things that I'm going through. So making music, and anything that I just love to do, cooking, journaling, like really writing. If you really want to in depth on how to understand yourself, writing, writing, and being with yourself a lot is really a way you can understand yourself. And that's how I was understanding myself. And also reading. Anything that's feeding your mind, interacting with your mind, making you have to go quiet in the inside to observe and become the observer of life and your thoughts, that's going to be your way of understanding yourself. So it's like doing that and doing things that you love to do. Okay, next topic. Why being alone changed me. Being alone is like, being alone is the greatest thing you can do for yourself. The greatest thing. And I know we all probably went through times in our life where we don't want to feel lonely or like feel like we get forced to being alone, or where friendships or relationships don't go the same, you feel lonely and shit. Bro, being alone is the greatest thing you can do for yourself, bro. Even if you in a long relationship, a long-term relationship that you just been in, you love that person, bro. At some point you're gonna need your alone time. I'm not saying you gotta break up with them, but that's why it's good to go on days just you. Cause at the end of the day, hey, you is really all you have. Everything else on the outside of you is temporary. Okay? And that can go with attachment and detachment. Becoming a master of attachment and detachment. And I can make another video on that. But yeah, so learning to be alone helped me master attachment and detachment and see the world really how it is. And it ain't nothing to be mad, sad about, but it's just like more so adapting to what it is and not really being emotional about it, just adapting to the changes. So, and we know everything is temporary in this world. The one thing that's permanent in this world is death. So we know nothing is permanent. So that's helped me master attachment and detachment. And bro, y'all, I gotta keep saying it, being alone is like your greatest thing you could do for yourself. First of all, it gives you silence between you and God, you and your heart, whatever like that. And silence is a big thing. Being alone and silence and mastering silence fall in the same boat, and they're both great things you can do for yourself. Like, okay, like journaling, writing, meditating, reading, all requires you to be silent. And that's when you can really take in and observe yourself. Now, I'm not going to lie, because a lot of this stuff is easier said than done, and it do takes time, it do takes strength, it do takes, you actually wanting to change for yourself to do it. But all of it can be done, and I'm not gonna say everything is easy and stuff. Like, you gonna have your hard moments. Like, sometimes you don't even want to deal with yourself or your emotions, and that's understandable. But if you want to evolve and become a better person, like, you have to go through things like that, and dealing with your shadow self or whatever it is that you have to deal with. But being alone changed me so much, and that's really how I got my mentality today, because I sat alone with myself. When I was dealing with death, my first time dealing with close death, it required me to be alone, because I knew, like, you could tell me it's going to be okay. You can give me all the advice, but at the end of the day, it's up to me whether I want to take that in or not. So it's like, at the end, I might as well just sit with myself. And a lot of times I don't be liking to hear all that shit, even if it is good or bad, coming from somebody else, because like 9 times out of 10, I probably know it myself. It's just like the feeling. Like only I feel this. You could tell me all this, but it's only me that feel it. So at the end of the day, it's just up to you, up to yourself. So being alone changed me so much, and that's really how I'm here, how I got my mentality, and how I view things differently because I was alone. And when you see other people not like you or like got that mentality, it don't matter if it's your loved ones or not. Like it's just important to stay or like understand. Like it was just important for me to stay away from a lot of stuff and people that's not like me, because I've been there before and I don't want to be like that again. So it's like you have to surround yourself by more people that's like you, or the mindset that you're trying to go after. That's very important. But being alone is like the greatest thing you can do for yourself. And then it gives you closer to God. When you be alone and sit in silence, you're going to hear a lot of your answers. Honestly. You're going to hear a lot of your answers when you be alone and you sit in silence. And that's honestly where I found God at. Like, but that's basically how being alone changed me, changed how I view things, made me closer, it opened up my heart, it cured my heart. I had a negative mindset. I had to let myself know I have a negative mindset. You know, some things you ain't gonna want to hear or reveal to yourself, but you have to have that sense of self-awareness. So it changed how I looked at things. This topic is why I trust my intuition so much. I trust my intuition so much because that's the direct source to God. Through your heart, listening to yourself. That's why we all here on our own individual journeys and this is why people have strong intuitions based on how much they listen to their self. That's how you strengthen your intuition, and that's your connection to God. Doing what you said you're gonna do. That's the direct source to God, and we all have it. It's just based on if you listen to it or not. So that's why I trust my intuition so much. That's why when I said I wanted to quit my job, I quit my job. I don't give a fuck if that person felt like I shouldn't have. If that person felt like I done stopped my motherfucking money. Like, and the person that I am, I love money. I'm a hustler. You feel me? But it's like, it gets to a point. When you want to do better for yourself, you got to start looking at things differently. And sometimes you got to take yourself through a different way, a different path to get your answer. So, last topic is how I see energy and emotion through my music and how all of that relates, because energy, emotions, and music is all frequencies. It's all things that you put out there. And music, you see how you can hear music and at the same time you can feel it. And somehow we came through from frequency. This is how we came about. Love is a frequency. Everything is a frequency. Stuff is energy that you put out there and that can come back to you. So that's how I see energy, emotion, and music, because all of that corresponds with each other, you know, and it's all stuff that you can release from the inside and put it out into the universe, basically. Everything is frequencies. You're a frequency, I'm a frequency. You know, it came through from frequencies. You know. And I hope that really answered that last question. I can't really break it down as much as I want because, like, I don't study this stuff, so I'm just going off of, I can't give you like great definition or really, I'm just going based off my experience and what I think, and my wisdom and my intuition and all that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's a little breakdown of my mentality, my thoughts, how I think. And sometimes, honestly, you gotta play that dumb role. You gotta play that dumb role. A lot of people don't know I think like this. I done became emotionally intelligent. I ain't gonna say I fully mastered it, because I still have my days when I let stuff irritate me and bother me. But that's the point of life. You feel me? And it's like, everything that you do is data to yourself on what you need to do better on. So that's another way you can look at things. And that's really pretty much my EP breakdown. All of this relates to my EP and basically what I put into my songs to give out to the universe. This is where I'm at with things. This is how far I came. I came so far, y'all. I used to have a negative mindset. Somebody irritate me, I used to want them to die, or I want to do it myself, And I know that ain't right, when I'm quick to, you feel me? I just was at a whole different spot in life, and now I'm here. God done opened me up, pured me, still purifying me, open my heart up. You can't have no, and that's another thing. You should always carry a light heart. Carrying a light heart gonna get you a lot. It's gonna get you far. So be open-minded, and don't judge nobody else, because people can judge you. I mean, I'm sure you don't want nobody judging you. And just know everybody has their journey in life. You can't control nobody else. You have only the power to control yourself. Don't blame nobody else. There's always going to be a finger blaming you. You will. Okay. I feel like that's it. I feel like I touched on everything. I feel like y'all got a good, like, more clarity on who I am as a person, as an artist, and yeah, how I think of things. And this was more so Kinaya, not really Kilo. Like, they the same damn person, but like, this is more so, me on a personal level. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more music, more content, and more things, because I'm only going up and I'm about to touch a lot of money. A lot of money, baby. So yeah, stay tuned on my journey.
Put my hand on the Bible to the stand. I've been planning to move along out of town. Man, my people think it's for the sake of myself. I'm chasing after wealth, we're trying to play the hand that I dealt. Watch feathers fall, I hold the last one. I can't become another dead rose. Made me feel welcome in this hellhole. Niggas act different when